Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the weekly comic book roundup. We're most of the way through, so let's get started with Batman Superman World's Finest, number 18. So this issue does not pick up after the Amazo New Mazo storyline, but starts a new story. A story that revolves around the first meeting between the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight. In Gotham, years ago, there was a heist that occurred. What appears to be a riverboat. $6 million cash straight from the vault. Pulled off by the Riddler. In Metropolis, Clark Kent has shown a picture on the crime scene pictures, which including the riddle. The riddle is written in Kryptonian, Kryptonese. So, Superman goes to Gotham, talks to Jim Gordon, tries to figure out just how it is that learns a bit about, is told a bit about the Riddler, and is now trying to figure out just how it is that the Riddler knows Kryptonian. With Superman stating that, well, he does have a dog. As far as Superman knows, that's the only other Kryptonian on Earth. But Superman flies away, having heard Batman nearby. They discuss the case. Apparently people are disappearing at random. They also work together to take down Spellbinder, with Superman saving the two bank guards that Spellbinder ordered to walk off the roof of a building. Of course, Spellbinder doesn't loot. His partner, Magpie, does, and, well, Magpie and her goons are quickly put down by Batman and Superman. Riddler is being tortured by someone who's not entirely visible. And this would appear to be the source of Riddler's knowledge of the Kryptonian language. While discussing things with Alfred the next morning, or while Bruce Wayne is discussing matters with Alfred disappears. But Clark Kent calls the Daily Planet to explain that he's going to be investigating the disappearances. Just in case they don't stay limited to Gotham. However, Perry explains that, it's his lucky day because got off the phone with one of the Planet's stockholders, offered the paper exclusive interview, and Bruce Wayne never gives interviews. And apparently, Bruce asked for Clark by name. Shortly after arriving, though, Bruce explains that he knows that Clark Kent is Superman, stating that he confesses Wayne Tech satellites have cameras that LexCorp and the military can only dream about, and he's been mapping Superman's Metropolis flight paths for months. Majority of them begin or end either at the Daily Planet offices or a specific apartment building on Clinton Avenue. Cross says data Planet's personnel files, Clark Kent is most effective disguise. And then Batman says that he flooded the room with an odorless knockout gas half an hour ago. Clark confirms this, and Bruce then tells him he has a secret. Showing off the Batcave. But apparently the Riddler's left another puzzle, this time at Gotham Memorial Park. The riddle is, Superman reads out the riddle. I'm buying a common item in a hardware store, something you see every day. I can get one for $1, 16 for $2, 256 for $3, and 1,519 for $4. What am I buying? And Batman asks an important question. Is 1 written as a digit or a word? Say it's a digit. House numbers. The stated number that's 1792. And they discover where the Riddler's hideout is. Abandoned shipyard at 1792 Port Street. Superman and Batman find Riddler, but Batman is then yanked away, and we learn just who it is Riddler's been working with. The Kryptonian criminal, Jack Zor, who is quite happy to fight the son of his jailer. And has made a point of having Batman take his place within the zone. And that is where the issue ends. I do appreciate when one of the things I appreciate about these books are set in the past, basically. Not so much during a specific era with had somewhat different to my comments on the Warlock Rebirth miniseries, but similar but different, basically. With it being set in the past, and also with DC especially, and their constant hitting of the reset button, it's nice to see past stories, especially where the writer and artist actually make a point of making the past look like the past for now, look like a more recent past for now. For example, when Clark calls Batman, he does it from a coffee shop, which looks quite a bit like, well, what coffee shops have looked like now for the past 15 to 20 years. Well, it's kind of like a Starbucks. But it's nice to see what is the current continuity's first meeting of the world's finest. Overall, great book, and I don't know, every month I say it, but World's Finest is by far one of the best books that DC is putting out right now. It feels nostalgic without being completely aping without aping older books. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Harley Quinn, Black, White, Redder #2. This is an anthology series, so we get 3 short stories. First up is Origin Stories for Dummies. Harley's kidnapped Zatanna. Apparently she has an origin problem. She always gets everyone just associates her with the Joker. So, oh well, she was the Joker's girlfriend. So she's got Zatanna, and she wants Zatanna to change her origin. She wants the big one, Batman. Though Zatanna points out that Batman doesn't even want his origin. And so she becomes Bat Harley. She feels the vengeance, the righteousness, the grimness. But, yeah, it's still, you know, still being basically associated with Joker. So, Superman. Same thing. Wonder Woman. Green Lantern. First off, she should have, she said she should have specified not Guy Gardner. Aquaman. And so she just realizes she actually does have a, she actually realizes that her origin is actually pretty great. And she's back to Harley as she should be, as Ivy puts it. Next up, we have Great Pet Expectations at the Gotham City Gotham Pet Club's annual show. The League of Super Pets is brought out to just to show off. We got Jumpa, Bidig, Bitewing, Crypto, and Batcow. And they're there to accept a they are the League of Super Pets is receiving the Best in All Shows, as they recently saved Gotham. As Robin is accepting the award, however, Harley crashes with the Legion of Doominols. Bud and Lou, Squiddler, Barkside, Dex Star, and the Koala. And she uses a challenge to show which is the better group. It's the League of Super Pets. The way Barkside's written is actually very amusing, as he'll just say, he'll just bark, but it'll be translated into something that, the first time this happens, just woof, Barkside is. Another time, do not concern yourself with what I have done, rather tremble at the thought of what I'm yet to do. The first one is herding sheep, and that's between Barkside and Crypto, and, well, Barkside destroys the sheep. Next up, Jumpa versus Koala, and then High Jump. Aerial agility, Bidig, and Dex Star, but, well, Dex has a hairball. Then it's extraordinary talent, Bitewing and Squiddler. Squiddler has figured out bank account numbers. And finally, Field Rescue between Batcow and Bud and Lou. Yeah, the Legion of Super Pets kind of wins. And so, Harley says, okay, a fight between the two teams. With Barkside stating that he is the revelation, the dog force at the core of all things. But things get a little out of hand, and Harley stops because she realizes she's maybe a little out of hand, and she's given the Worst in Show award, which is basically a giant oar. Our final story, Coffee and Pie, Oh My. This is set fairly recently, I would guess slightly before somewhat before Jim Gordon was ousted as Gotham's police commissioner. But he's arrested Harley on assault. But she's got a slice of pie. She's working on eating, and while waiting for transport to arrive, well, he'll at least let her finish her pie, while handcuffed though. Her giant mallet has a name, by the way. Wham Wham. But she tries to explain why she did what she did. It's not her fault. And he gives us some additional examples. The Gotham Knights. She pumped laughing gas in their team bus and made them fight each other to get out. Apparently they deserve much worse than that, but that's not the point. There were hostages at First National. She had played hot potato with a hand grenade. So it was a trust building exercise. And she asked about Barbara, or he asked about Barbara, and, well, Harley states that she had nothing to do with it. Though Gordon points out that her ex-boyfriend did, and, well, Harley states that, reminds Gordon that Joker's her ex-boyfriend. Very, very ex. But, she explains why it is she's come back to Gotham, basically. But she basically puts it like this: she has no excuses. She doesn't have any excuses. She's done a lot of bad, and Gordon will forgive her before she ever does. But love makes you do crazy things you're ashamed of, things you could never imagine doing again. She used to believe that if she loved someone hard enough, she could fix them, no matter how broken they were. And, we can't choose who we love. That's what she's doing back in Gotham, and he basically says, home is where the heartache is. That she's trying to make amends for the bad she's done, and, well, most of the bad she's done is in Gotham, so. But she ends up asking why is Gordon still in Gotham? But they talk it out. And she explains that the cops that were there, that she assaulted, they've been shaking the neighborhood down for a bit, and so she shook them. After Harley is escorted out, Gordon asks the waitress, who's still cleaning up, if what Harley said was true. Or, and if what the waitress said was, she only said because the officers were still there. Apparently it was. Gordon even says, she'll still have to be looked under assault and battery, but he'll talk to the judge, and, well, she's managed to get out of her cuffs and escapes. And we find out what Gordon's favorite pie is. Strawberry rhubarb. Hers, store-bought pumpkin with globs of whipped cream. Okay, can't fault that. And that is where the issue ends. I enjoy these anthology minis. I do hope that Marvel gets back to doing Black, White, and Blood ones. Those are also quite enjoyable. But moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Hawkgirl number 2. Where we left off, Hawkgirl was having some issues involving her wings, and had crash landed into superhero Galaxy's apartment in Metropolis. Also, a woman named Valpicula was on a hunt for nth metal in an effort to return to the nth world. Recently, she kidnapped 2 brothers. But Hawkgirl ends up having to explain a few things about herself to Galaxy, the reincarnation concept. You kind of get a bit of an info dump about Galaxy's origins. Valpicula releases her two newest creations, but she's out of nth metal. Galaxy does what she can to help Hawkgirl with she's having some issues with her wings, and it's basically like there's a space between Hawkgirl and her wings, and so she just kind of refills the space. With Hawkgirl saying she can even feel her wings. That's the point also when Hawkgirl realizes that Galaxy's Corgi can talk. But Galaxy invites Hawkgirl out to a club later with her girlfriend, and Hawkgirl cleans up her place a bit and thinks things over, and she opts to go to take Galaxy up on the invite. Turns out it's at a gay bar, and Kendra's friend Abilene is there. Meanwhile, Valpicula is on the hunt for more nth metal and ends up at the club that Kendra's at. Well, Kendra's honestly just having a blast, just dancing. But apparently the place absolutely reeks of nth metal. Galaxy and Hawkgirl deal with Valpicula creations. During the fight, Hawkgirl's helmet gets knocked off. And when things seem to be going against Valpicula, she escapes. And Abilene discovers that her old college friend Kendra Saunders is in fact Hawkgirl. And that is where the issue ends. I'm digging this book so far. I like the fact that it does. There's also mention of Kendra and of Hawkgirl's past lives and some issues with the fact that it's kind of the understanding decisions, is explaining the hardship of dealing with the various past lives. Is when she ends up having to wonder, when she makes a decision based on this, is it her decision, or is it a past version's decision? Moving on, though, to our last book for the moment, we have Tales of the Titans #2. This issue focusing on Raven. Also, this is also something of an anthology series, not the same manner as Harley Quinn, Black, White, Redder. More just each issue has one story focusing on a specific Titan. This time, Raven. So we open in Hell. Trigon wants a new general, and sends his son, born of the Lazarus Reigns, to bring forth a general. Elsewhere, Pantha former Teen Titan Pantha has opted to take some time off, and her and her boyfriend are now expecting a child. It's also nice to know that Pantha's death has been undone. She was killed by Superboy Prime during Infinite Crisis. But Raven's feeling a little disconnected. After all, this reminds her of, in some ways, reminds her of what her own mother went through. But you know, she is, of course, happy as can be for Panther. But and Raven tries to be be supportive, and at least seems to be supportive. But in Gotham, she can kind of feel her mother's wonder, curiosity, and sadness. And she ends up going to a church where Amadeus of the Azarathi comes to her. Apparently, there's a woman in Trigon's cult that is in a similar situation as Raven's mother was. And only Raven can help her. However, to get close, she'll have to basically give up her power for a moment. So, she goes to help. Trying to talk the woman Eden down, out of the marriage. Not just saying, yeah, your husband promised your baby to Trigon. But Raven does what she can to interfere with their various rituals. And summons forth Amadeus, who turns out to in fact be none other than Raven's brother Trilogy. Raven defeats Trilogy, gets her powers back, and denies Trigon a new general. But Raven wants to do what she can to help Eden, and tells Santiago, the head of this particular chapter of Trigon's cult, that he'll have an opportunity to know his son. And Raven suggests he take it because, well, her father didn't. Later, she goes to meet with Trilogy, who wants to talk. And that is where the issue ends. So it was good. I liked it. Raven is... while I do try to, always keep, remind people that the Teen Titans lineup shown in cartoons is not the original Teen Titans lineup by any means. Raven is one of the members of that lineup I was quite fond of. To be fair, though, that particular lineup is actually a really good lineup, and yeah, it is much more memorable than some of the others. Especially one of the reasons I appreciate the World's Finest Teen Titans miniseries. So, but yeah, that was a good issue. Which had drew from Raven's past, much like the issue with Starfire drew from her past and into going into the future, going and move forward with it. But anyway, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Big shout out to Patreon patrons and Lee. Thank you so much for your support. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.